What say you guys now? Right, welcome to our week 7, okay, which is week 7 right now. Week 7 kind of sessions over here. This is our first session for week 7. So basically, okay, from this week until week 14, all right, hopefully until week 13 there, okay. But depending, okay, because I had some of the situation last semesters, which is that I cannot key in the marks there, okay. So I plan to work with my marking system as early as around week 13 there, right? Because I have because it's quite new for me, okay, because uh, tailors they has a few number kind of security kind of systems, right, okay, which I actually quite new for it, right, okay, because whatever that we actually do, right, even though these sessions, the administration, the management also can receive the right, okay, can actually browse them back. So it's a good thing there, right, okay, because they can monitor our kind of what we call the lessons, demonstrations, the working flow there, okay, with the students there. But the thing is right now, okay, because there's a lot of few kind of number kind of security system, right, okay, on this like Citrix. So I have to, I try to manage to work more early there, okay. So that means as early as week 13, hopefully I can manage to key in all the marks, your marks there, okay. I'm not going to wait until week 14 there because some of the college university that I actually have attended, okay, I did it actually quite. I give more time for the students to submit their works until sometime week 15 there, okay. So I key in all the marks over there. But that kind of what we got situated, I have around 100 over kind of students, all right. But you guys have only a few number of you guys that I am just going to key in the marks because the rest of it, hopefully that Miss Anis is going to help me on the IVM there, right? On the marks itself there because I'm sharing the session with him, with her there, right? So, uh, so for this week until week 14, as I actually have mentioned just now, right, I'm going to give you guys more time to explore a little bit on your emotions kind of exercise, which basically you can actually improve from time to time, okay? But I believe also I need to guide you guys also in terms of what you should do in every week there. So that means you're not actually going to be floating around, wandering around without knowing what you should do basically for each week, like until our final week in week 13, hopefully there, right? So I just want to give you guys a very short brief there, okay, because for me, you guys have submit, okay, for me, right, okay, uh, literally, basically, you guys actually have done first project, second project, and now the final projects there. Right. Okay. So the second project, basically, what we do actually last week, there, okay, the expressions. All right. The acting a little bit there, right, and also the voiceovers there, right. So what you need basically to develop right now from time to time to improve a bit more on your motion for your characters there. Okay. So I already showed you guys also last week, okay, if we actually going to work with this kind of characters there, for example, there, right, this kind of characters here, all right. I'm start with a very simple kind of reference, okay, about these dino characters there, all right, maybe dinos there, right, okay. So I turn out to develop a little bit more, improve it more based on on our professional kind of understanding, all right, to develop these characters a bit more appealing there. That's basically our job. Okay, whatever that you guys been working on there right now, okay, especially like Whitney there, right, okay, you actually have to improve it more on your design lah, all right, okay, your design there, right, especially to make your characters more appealing there, okay. If you actually animate the characters using Photoshop, it's not the right way there, right. We using Photoshop basically for our IVN because I don't have any other choice that I have to grind myself to learn to animate in animated GIF in Photoshop there, right, okay. But for these subjects, compulsory either you're going to use Adobe Animate, Adobe Flash, or Macromedia Flash as I actually have used, okay, because the method that we show that we actually have given you guys is the same there, right? Okay, only a few kind of tools are going to be a bit different there. The arrangements between the interface a little bit kind of difference there, but the methods is the same there, right? And our main objective is to make our animation look more, run more smoothly there, right? Okay, run more smoothly. So that's the main objective there, right? Either what kind of character that you're going to create, when you actually can persuade and also show the audience that your animation looks smoother, right? Okay, people won't question about your styles. That's the first thing that you have to remember there, right? Okay, because the audience doesn't care about sometimes about what kind of character that you're going to create there, as long they look appealing on the motions and the design aesthetical itself. Like for example, if you take a look at the design of the original drawings, it look more like naive drawing, loose kind of characters there. But I try to develop with more solid kind of strokes and line. That's the thing. That's one of the criteria that you guys can actually cover up back again your characters there. And of course, when we design the characters here, there, right, separate all the parts there, right? Okay, so easy for you to move around. All right, those are the things. And then, right, the lip syncs at the same time. Okay, right now I'm using different kind of layers for the lip sync there. Okay, for the lips there, right? For the mouth there. Why? Because it's easy for me to rearrange basically back again. All right, those motions there because I'm using the same methods there. The method that I show basically, okay, would be from 5 single frame of drawings there, right? Okay, I don't know whether you actually have working on that with me there, right? So right now, go back into the basics there. So what are the basics that I use there, okay, to animate these characters? First of all, why you guys so quiet this today there, right? Right? First keyframe there, okay? This is first keyframe there, right? Remember the keyframe. Key frame that can be called that, okay? This is first keyframe there, okay? The last keyframe basically, right? If you take a look at because every single kind of motions, we have a lot of different kind of walk, run cycle that you guys can use, okay? And the other way actually we're going to work, okay? Hopefully, is the walk or run with the attitude there, okay? With the attitude there. So that means we create a personality for the character. We're not actually just rolling over. Okay, remember about what we actually have been working on before there, right? Okay, not this one, not this one. Huh? You see this one there, right? Right. This is something that I've done for IVN, basically, right? Okay, using photos there. Turn around, IVN, demo. Okay, remember about these characters that I actually create, okay, from Hey You kind of characters there, right? Huh? Okay, so they have a different kind of motions to work on this kind of character because of the physical itself. Okay, because when you design your characters, always study back again, right? Your characters kind of motions there. So that's why when you animate them, before you animate them, if you want to go through back again, right? What you guys have done there, right? Go back into your characters kind of developments there. Okay. See, okay? The alignments of frames also has to be improved from there, okay? Adjust a little bit there. Okay with me? Submit, even though our work is not that perfect there, okay? But always present it well there, okay? See, not enough kind of developments there with me, all right? This characters is quite simple there, even though, right, if you say you cannot draw well there, right, okay? For example, you cannot draw, but how far basically you have developed these characters there. Right, these characters is quite like I love to use the term like you're not you're using a lot of waters on your colors there, so they're a little bit more like more loose, more kind of what we call that pale there for your design. Because we have a lot of choices that works. So I think you can improve more on your design back again. Whitney, you actually from creative student or not, or from other faculties?
Other faculties.
What faculties are you in?
Mass comm.
Mass comm, there, right? It doesn't mean that you can actually do more better than us, there, right? Huh? You can, there, okay? Because the way that you design is not that hard there, right? The only proportions there, proportions that you have to improve a little bit, lah, right? Okay, because I think when you draw this one, you're drawing straight out from the content there, right? Right, you just draw straight ahead. You not actually design the you develop the what we call that the basic structures, right?
Yeah.
That's basically the most common issues there, problem that we have from a lot of people there, okay? Because they actually design everything from if I actually copy paste from here, you can break apart also these images. I can delete some of the parts over here before I'm going to create into symbols there. See, select them, being the most tools there. So I have to bring to Photoshop there, right? Select them back. You can group them first. F8, take the symbols. This is a sketch. Okay, there. So how about you guys there, right? Is it okay? I just go through with some of your works from your friend, okay? So hopefully you can make some improvement from here, okay? Week 7, demo for consultation, right? Because in animations, what I actually have learned also previously from my friend, not formally there, okay? When I actually learned to animate there, okay? First of all, when you want to sketch, right, okay? Okay, this is what characters, right? Oval there, right? You using mouse or using a tablet?
Tablet.
Okay, good. Right. If you use tablet there, okay. If I use the outline to draw the shapes there. Okay, press a little bit there, right? Okay. Press a little bit your hands when you draw, but don't press too hard until you break your tablet pen there, right? There. Right. Make it a solid line. First, when you actually have get the solid line like this, okay, see the eyes also. Check back again the structures there. This is very simple kind of methods there, right? Okay. Even though when you draw something like this, you can actually paint it up, groups. Right. One of the main reason I actually using highlight for my design, especially when I design the eyes. Why? To make it the character look more alive. Remember, right? We're not actually drawing puppet only, right? We made the puppet have a soul there. See, simple there, right? The what we call that the method that I use there, not fancy kind of tools that we think there, okay? The eyebrows, all right? When you design them, basically there, okay? Copy, transform, flip horizontals there. Remember, okay, the alignment, because I already show you guys also how to create those alignment there, right? But using a very, I think, a little bit more complex kind of characters, right? This one, okay? But the methods are going to be the same, okay? So all the basic structures is not actually just simply draw them without having a purpose there, right? Okay, the purpose there, right? Okay. So the nose there, how the nose look like there, okay? If you draw the nose look like this, for example, right? The mouth, okay, the rest position of the mouth should be look like this there, right? Before you create the lip syncs there for it. Why you choose the characters there with me? So
Uh,
right now, the alignment of the why? Because look handsome.
Sorry, what is it?
Because why actually you choose these characters there? Okay, when you want to draw these characters there, right? Okay, this is the basic structures there, right?
Yeah.
Before you draw them, then you want to draw them according to your design. Okay, this is the one. See, group them up. I can delete. Then I can actually create a little bit more kind of believable kind of shapes there, according to the structures over here. Then I can flip them up there, balance them up there, right? With me, right? Okay, the hands is too short. If this character want to take a P, for example, they're going to be act like a human there, right? Okay, you have to think all this kind of logic stuff that you might going to use for your character. It's not only a simple kind of design or motions there. They're going to be act like a human being, but a little bit more cartoon kind of motions. Even though the character's hands can be stretched out, but in the rest positions, you must draw them at least half the logic there, right? The hands, it is basically the palm there, right? To draw the hands, basically, there's a lot of way, right? Basically, right, okay, the hands itself there. This is the basic structures there. When I cut them up, right, they have what we call that. A lot of what we call here. So if I want to draw the hands, there, I'm going to draw like this. See? Basic structures there of the hands. Okay. This is a simple kind of methods there to works. So that's why when we design the basic structures, it's not basically just simply draw without any purpose. The purpose is to make it the characters look balanced. Right? Look more presentable there. When you have these characters here, okay, the next thing is, okay, it's the first design. This is what you should do, and hopefully you guys understand, okay, every one of you guys, okay, when you work with the very simple characters like this, don't get satisfied there. You want to learn the animation itself there, right? Okay, so what I can do from here, first of all, I can color them up there, right? Okay? Using the basic simple kind of methods there, but I'm using, this is the line tools there, strokes tools there. Add some colors, double click and delete. Okay. Because before we go into animate them, okay, we want to make the hands a bit more further to front or back, okay? Up to you guys. If I don't want to use this one, I can actually repeat them. Just duplicate them and put it over here. Right. And when I want to rotate them, right, okay, see, I can adjust a bit. Same goes to this one there. I start to show basically, right, this kind of methods to some of your friends' work because I believe that we can do a lot of things from this simple kind of design there, a lot. I want to draw this character from different kind of positions there. I don't have to draw the whole thing there with me. See back again. 3/4 view there, right? Adjust. 3/4 view. Work smart. This one have to be there. This is what we call work smart there, right? Okay. I did show you guys right now that how it works there, right? Now I want to make it more like highlight, okay? Because I love to give a little bit kind of presentation, good presentation for my design because I actually based from design students there. So a little bit more shiny like kind of looks there, okay? Side profiles, what I can do, if I lazy enough there, right? because all design can be worked according to our plan. Thing is right now, this guy, this one there, right? Delete this one first. There. And this one I can rotate a little bit or skew a little bit like this. And then what I can do, yeah. Sometimes people work hard a lot there, okay? But I try to manage to make it work smart there, right? This one, put over here. If you lazy enough to draw another, because basically the position has to be different a bit there, right? The position of the hands should be different a bit lah, right? The right way basically to draw this kind of hands basically came from there. It has to be different lah. But, this is the one. Okay, there. From this side, this one cannot be seen. This one can be deleted. All right, this one also has to be changed a bit lah. Either I can actually reuse them. So what I can do, there. So make it in the side profiles there. So the proper planning that you have from your design will make more easy for you to work. So with me, okay, take a look, okay, based on your simple design, how long is it takes there to improve, to improvise, to develop there, to make more appealing there of presentations. From here, there's a lot of things that I can do there, right, with me. So how actually I develop the characters, if I'm going to the same characters, but if I'm going to change the size of the eyes, make it more bigger there, right? Just to develop a little bit more on my kind of understanding on my own creations. If I put the nose a little bit more longer, it's going to be different kind of characters lah. Okay? It doesn't have to design the whole thing in a new design. Okay, you can start to work with the same kind of elements to create different kind of design there. Okay, this one should be logically this side are going to be a bit more smaller there, right? To show the perspective there, right? Same design, different kind of approach there. This is what we do basically, right? Just to get more kind of understanding there. Remember, right? Okay, what I say, right? Understand about your own creations. Check back again the alignment. Is it right or not? Not right. So you can change that. And some of you guys say, okay, why actually we work with a lot of this kind of design back again? This is the reason there. If you don't understand your own creations, whatever that you create are not going to be look appealing there, right? It's like the half cook of your design there. See? What I can do also from here, more from here there, right? What I can do, because don't satisfy there, okay? This is not like you don't have to spend a lot of money there, okay, to design your own works there. You just have to spend more time to develop your skills. This is the purpose there, right? You learn how to animate there, but like Winnie actually just did there, okay? If you don't animate according to what we actually have shown, there's no point basically. There's no reason you were here. Basically, you don't follow exactly what I show, right? So what I can do also from here, a lot already. If I say seems like I don't like this kind of design, for examples, I can reuse back again over here, right? The next thing is, let's just say that I'm going to make the eyes a bit more smaller over here. But what if I'm going to use another shapes of eyes? Uh, the size of eye a bit different. Because you have to experiment your own way there, okay? To develop your own design there, okay? Right? Like mass communication kind of students, if you don't actually experience the design kind of process, this is a part of it. If you may ask us, okay, as a designers, why actually we create design look more presentable there, right? Okay, process there, right? This is one of the process that we actually as a designers have done. We not actually right grounding the different design at the same time. We work with the same design, a different kind of arrangements there, right? To develop to make the design a little bit more ready for the audience there, right? We not actually run away from other problems there. We create our problems over here. Remember that, right? Whatever that you guys did right now, we actually we create our own problems there, and we try to manage to improve from there. So from here, basically from side profile, this is basically the laziest method lah. But the methods, the right methods to draw from these areas there is basically okay. I'm going to cut over here. Break apart first. I can break apart. Okay. But this part basically doesn't look right. Okay. Basically, when you want to draw eyes from this side, they're going to be look like this. And oval a little bit there, right? Okay. The eyes, the real eyes, this is the real eyes there, okay? Side of the real eyes there. This is from side profiles. Okay, from this side, basically, front there, right? So we cut over here to get basically the shapes there, right? So those are the understanding there, right? Okay. And from here, if I don't want to use this one, okay, for example, okay, I have another way to work with it. I'm going to keep this one first. Okay, this one, I can try to cut over here. This, delete, there. And then I'm going to use brushes back again to draw this part there. This is not the only way, guys. Remember, but this is one of the way, right? Don't say that, okay, oh, I only show this method there, okay? So it has to be worked with all characters there, depending there, all right? So now we have three different kind of design based on the same characters. This is a part of the working process, okay? From here, I can do more. What I say there, okay? If I want to create these characters wearing a shirts or wearing a pants, right? I can do it as well. Okay. So, all right. If I don't want to make the characters move around, right? But if I want to make the characters, right, the body can be moved different kind of side, and the pelvis also can move different way. I can do it in different kind of way of methods also works there, right? Okay. So if I want to draw this guy wearing pants, we can add a bit more details over here. Okay, so to making the characters, it doesn't take uh, a very great kind of drawing skills there, but we need to find the right kind of drawing skill. Not great, not good, but right to solve your problems, right? Maybe he's wearing underpants, for example, like this one, right? And of course, when we design something like this, it has to be also connected with, let's just say, we don't want to make the characters look like weird a bit more, okay? So what I can do, I can design. He's wearing like a very slim, tight kind of pants there. Okay. You guys to be creative when it comes to develop your design using a very simple kind of methods here. All right. There's a lot of things we can do also from here, right? I want to make these characters wearing a cap, for example, right? These I can actually redraw them. For example, like this. And of course, okay, the best way for you to imagine what element that you want to draw, get some reference. Don't just draw from your naked imaginations there. All right, always get some reference there, right? Okay, don't try to be too smart or sometimes too ignorance there. Okay, you try to ignore some of the important things there. Small things can make a lot of changes on your works there, right? If you don't know how to draw a baseball cap, some reference there. Simple as that. And then you redraw back again. So what I can do right now, I want to draw this baseball cap. So okay, a bit kind of something like this. Very simple there, okay? But you look, when you look at what I actually have shown, look simple to your eyes there. But when you try them, of course, there's a lot of difficulty that you will face there, okay? If you're not actually having the right kind of reference. That's why be careful with it. Because I want to make this cap maybe move around there. Okay, can be moved there. That's why I draw, right? This kind of way there. Right? Can you see there, okay, with me, how actually I make more advanced on your own design there, right? So from here, that's why I said we spend more times on our works. So get to develop a bit more understanding from time to time there, okay? And the color choices there, right? Make it more interesting. I just say I want to, right, draw the glasses there, right? Okay, but glasses a bit more thicker there, right? Okay, there. Group them first, then I'm going to put right here, double click. Here I can draw to the another side, okay? It's very simple kind of arrangements, okay? And I can actually put some colors there. Not black, but dark blue. And I can even also use transparency there, okay? How I actually use transparency. I just say white in colors, but adjust the alpha around 50%, 60%, then I paint. And adjust a little bit more using white colors. I can paint those reflections there. See? Okay. Not shadows yet. Okay. Yeah. Stay with me there, okay? For a few minutes. All right. I work with those characters there. Try to make the characters from not quite proportionate into more peeling kind of from here, we can start to draw some actions there, right? How the characters are going to move right here. If you cannot imagine them, okay, the simple thing that you can do, right? Copy these characters, okay, for example, here, okay, copy this one first, okay, because you don't want to mix around with other characters there, right? So close this one first, put it right here, right? Then you can actually write copy to another frames, right? Open onion skins, right? Let's just say you want to delete this one. You have the basics kind of, okay. Want to make the characters move around, okay? Groups, select and groups. Then this one you can rotate. The laziest way for you to animate the characters there. This is the method also some people actually have done, right? Okay, but I rarely use them because I find quite, because instead of I readjust or touch up some of the works there again, I rather draw back again, because when I draw it's more faster than my spend more time tweaking some of the things there. Okay, this is one of it. Okay, I can actually adjust the limbs, right? Rotate, see, according to what I need, but the motions, the proportions doesn't look quite fine there, right? Okay? This is one of the weakness about this animation. You can see, you can actually watch some of the animation have used this kind of methods there. I basically doesn't quite agree, right? Okay? But this is some of the methods that you guys can try. But I'm not quite agree, okay, because touch up the whole thing sometimes, right? Like this one from this side, and of course look more believable, but it's not there, okay? So what I can do, and improve it more on the drawings over here, to make it a bit more like the other side of the hands there, okay? The palm itself there, right? Can be like the legs can be rotate. Example here, right? Where basically the knee, maybe the knee is over here there, right? Groups, sorry, there, right? Groups there first. Let me say that rotate over here. This one can be rotate over here a bit, right? Can be bend a little bit there, right? But if you try to hide something like this, a bit more shorter there, right? Okay, so what I can do, I just withdraw here, and then just add some line that to cover them up, and like this side is that we can actually rotate or skew, or I actually can use the same methods here, but I can't actually flip horizontals, right? To make it a bit more like he is trying to squat or whatever, right? Okay? And at the same time, I can play with the lips, with the mouth there, okay? There. You can do all the things in a short time there, okay? Cut, put right here. You have to test the motions there, okay? To test the pose itself there, okay? So you can do a lot there, okay? You can do walk cycles there if you want to. From here to test first. And a lot of things there, right? That's why And more times on your design is really important there. You're not actually right cook it well. Okay, you just like you being a chef there, right? Okay, you being a chef, but everything that you do is half cooked. Cannot actually taste and enjoying the food that you actually the meals that basically you've been cooked. It feel raw. It feel like you know how it feels, right? Okay, when you actually eat something that's not actually cooked well, you cannot feel. You can feel that, right? So those are the things that I actually felt there, okay, that I actually can say about your design. Most of you guys who actually have this kind of situations, go back again. I will show you guys today how actually we're going to improvise from there. We can animate them. At the same time, we can actually do some lip syncs kind of what we call improvement from here. And I can also get some expressions there, okay? Let's just say I want to make the expression a little bit more uh, exaggerate there, right? I want to make this guy look a bit more angry. Okay, okay. But this is not the only way there, okay, guys. Okay, you have to do a bit kind of uh, improvement later on. Okay, on the okay, learn about expressions. Go into Google's there. There's a lot there, okay. This one can actually right, rotate a bit on the eyebrows to show more expression from here. Yeah, right. Even though there's a lot of things we can do, okay, because when you want to exaggerate this kind of motions, of course, the whole entire kind of body sometimes can be stretched. So they will give more movements from there, more kind of motions from there, more kind of expression from there, okay? Otherwise, they look stiff, okay? They look stiff, they're right. So when this one, there are also the same things, just a little bit there, okay? This one can adjust a little bit there. So when you actually right saw the whole things there right now, it should be moved, for example, here, there, right? When you actually test the animations here, you will see a lot of what we call that. You can see more kind of believable kind of motions lah. Yeah, all right. For example, here, if I want to make different kind of, post a bit more kind of, okay, this one can be deleted. To make more expression for this guy, yeah, you have to work, you can work in the, yeah, all right. Give more kind of attitude for your characters lah. Great. Because as a student, you have to explore all this kind of possibility that to make more difference from your work. Okay? So if I'm going to group them first, right, group them up first before I symbolize them, the best way is symbolize them, okay? I can animate this guy. Copy, paste, anywhere, right here. Okay. And then add another frames. Copy this one, paste right here. Make sure the alignment right and the positions there. This one, cut, and simple methods that you can use to design and animate at the same time there. The legs alignment has to be same. Otherwise, it looks quite weird there. See? Uh, you can get the motions, you can test the animation at the same time there, right? Okay. Right. How many drawing? 4 drawing at the same time there, okay? Yeah. So think about any kind of expressions that you want to draw. Right. Eye blinking also the same. Also you can actually do the same thing there, okay? How the eye is going to be blinked there, right? Using the same drawings. Break apart that first. Put it right here. Oops, sorry, there, right. Select all, delete. I can blink the eyes there, right? Using the line there. Delete. I can repeat, but I can actually redraw them. There. So adjust back again the glasses there, right? It's hard to adjust here, but you can try. A bit more left side there, right? And one of the best ways sometimes, okay, we can actually use different layers there. Okay. This one can be changed back again. I just want to copy this. Just want to test, right? This is not a real animations there. Modified, sorry. Flip horizontals there. Put over here. There. Okay. So the lip syncs also I can actually right adjust, okay, at the same time. This is one of the part there, right? Okay, that yeah, that we actually can do it for our characters there. Okay. So when he actually close his eyes, I can actually touch squash a little bit there, right? To make the motions a bit more believable. Okay. Small changes make a lot of difference on your motions. Yeah. All right, Whitney, you get it right. From here, I can actually paste. Oh, sorry, there, right? Copy here. I can add another kind of motions there. And this one just now, basically, right? Copy, paste. All right. And if you take a look, right, comparing to what you actually have been working just now and mine, this one were based from your original. I didn't actually create any opacities there, right? You can actually compare the racket back again. The important about learn animation, I believe, for broadcast student is not only to learn animate them. There's no point you can animate the characters, you learn the tools, but you don't know how to presenting your animations to make it more interesting. Because when people look at your design, for example, directly what you actually have been working on, if you know how to use them, but there is no kind of interesting kind of factors there. People want to look into your it's just like when you go to window shopping there, okay, this is something that you have to learn also in design. You want to make people stop at your design or just basically look through it, okay, for the glimpse, and then go into another places there, go into another windows there just to watch the, okay. So you want to stop people to have more times to appreciate your works there, right? Right now, I'm actually doing a reverse kind of methods there. I'm stopping to your design because I know there's a lot of mistakes. that you can improve there, right? That you can improve from here, right? Even though when you design the tree there, okay? If you go back into your own kind of adults kind of method of thinking, I'm not actually using this kind of methods to draw, right? We're talking about that, right? Unless you actually have reference when you draw background from other kids kind of drawings there, as I actually have shown you guys before. This is basically a kid's drawing there, but I'm using my adults kind of understanding there. All right, I'm not talking about whether you can draw or not, but adults kind of understanding, adult kind of way of thinking there. Okay, I'm not actually purely draw direct from the sketches here, but I'm using the understanding of using the tools, using all the tools there to improve more on the drawings there. That's basically what we do. Okay, it's not just copy and paste. Any question there with me?
Oh, okay.
Hmm? Right, when you want to draw those background, okay, the tree, I'm using a very simple shapes there, right, to draw a tree like kids. All right, for example, like this one there, right? Then I paint it up. I paint it up there, right? From kids, like a kid's drawing, right? But I'm using, okay, if you don't know what basically you want to, how actually you're going to improve or redesign or redevelop that kind of tree, just follow first my lead. Because I've been going through all this kind of process before. So I'm willing to share my methods there. It's not a copycat, right? Okay? You learn, it's just like when we learn like what teachers do, students follow first and then you can improvise. Monkey see, monkey do there first. You're not monkey, but there's an analogy is there, right? Then you can improvise from there. But if you can do more better than what I've done, go ahead. I always welcome you guys to do that. But if you can't, first of all, monkey see, monkey do kind of methods there. From here, you want to improvise a bit more on the shadows, double click using pencil kind of tools. But I'm going to create some shadows line over here. But this color, I'm going to change a little bit more darker, lah, right? This one, I'm going to change a little bit more, right? To give more kind of different kind of look and feel there, right? Okay. So from here, I can actually adjust a bit more to give more kind of detailing there, but not too much there, right? Then you can improvise, okay? If you really have some interest to develop your design skills, then you can improvise from there. Because our brain, either we follow and improvise or we develop our own in a more better way. Those are the things there. So from here, you can actually write duplicate. If you work with a symbol, for example, there, right? Like 3 symbols there. Yes, of course, you can actually write. Okay. Normally, properties is going to be from animate are going to be up here directly. So you can actually use advanced setting and change the colors there, right? Okay. Change the colors there. Right. If you duplicate more, you can change the colors there, right? Advanced setting. Let me change here. To dark. There, see? Different color. But this is a bit kind of what you call that. Okay, let's just say you want to draw the tree a little bit kind of what you call that dark, right? But from far. to show depth of fields there. Right? This is maybe the methods lah, that we can actually try there. Okay, so you can try them, right? Okay, like you say, we have 1, 2, 3 different kind of tree. Copy that first. Let me I'm going to add new layers over here. Background. Okay. I already copied this, not right. Close this one there first. Okay. And this one there basically, all right. It paste right here. 1, 2, 3 kind of tree there, right? This one can be close far a little bit there, right? It's fun. Warm colors on the ground. This one could be in the foreground there, right? Foreground over here. Right. There's no point actually, right? When you design those elements, but you don't use them, right? You don't show them there, right? So from here, if I want to draw the ground itself, and my grounds are going to be not straight, but just a little bit, okay, more curved there, right? Okay. I'm using very simple kind of methods of working with the ground there, okay? So the mountain, some of the hills, all right? So what I can do from far, the proportions, the colors are going to be a bit more kind of, yeah, light there, okay? Maybe a little bit more lighter there, and this one a bit more darker. Why? Because I want to show some depths of fields. And then the sky, if you use blue, more lighter kind of, okay? Then I can actually draw those clouds there. And double click, delete. You can get those. Right. So you can change more of the colors there if you want to. Don't be too naive there, right? Huh? You can add more shadows there if you want to. This one right here, from front foregrounds, you can actually put a little bit more closest over here. And then the characters there, right? So the background itself, you can actually symbolize for backgrounds. So save the files there first there, right? So this one, basically you can put it to this one there, right? This guy. So I'm going to, all right, select this guy there first, cut, put it right here lah. Put it right here. We don't mix them up. So this one, make sure I'm going to symbolize first, then later on I can actually use them. Delete. Right, okay, this guy there, okay. This guy can delete. Right, this one, if I want to move around, click to the edit multiple frames, right? It's just the selection areas, and then move around here, select all, move around here. I can actually adjust the size because to show the depth of fields there. Then close. The motion is there. Simple kind of what we call that methods there, okay? I'm using the same kind of methods all the way there, okay? Right, the point is right now, for those who actually not from creative kind of what we call that faculties there, like FIT there, okay? Make sure you learn this kind of methods before you want to improvise them. Don't talk about all these kind of weird, complex kind of perspective yet. learn about design, present your work well, and then you can actually go more and more from there. I mean, actually not actually force you guys to do more complex kind of looks. Okay, the presentations, the methods there, right? The executions basically, right? It's basically a very simple kind of compositions here, right? But the color combinations that we use is basically from what we actually have done, we actually have seen from these choices of color that we have in the color palette. Okay? But you just have to be brave enough to develop more kind of what we call that explorations there. I'm using the choice of colors there. Right? Otherwise, your color is going to be a bit more paler, right? More pale there, right? So be careful with it. What else we can do from here? There's a lot of things. You can draw some of the grass, foreground, some shadows there. You're going to play some gradients at the same time, so also can there, right? Okay? Using gradients there like this one there, right? Okay? And change. All right, that's gradients. Where is it there, right? A color mix there, right? And change the gradient kind of colors there. Make it more what we call that radial. We can use linear there, right? Okay? Go to gradient back again. Okay, lock fill, okay, close. Then you can change the right. You check again your color mixes over here. What's wrong with it? There's three different colors there. That's why the problem there. This one, oh, okay. So I can change more if I want to directly. This one I can change to different kind of gradients there. So the gradients itself, we can actually apply. The shadows, you can separate them if you want to. Right. For example, if I use this kind of shadows, okay, for example here, I change right the gradients, kind of what we call that positions, group them up. If I want to adjust the alpha to make transparency, then I'll put over here, send to back. Right? I can actually adjust a bit more. All right, to make more believable there, okay, on the shadows here. Using alpha there, right? And we works with uh, all kinds of what we call that methods there, but yeah, gradients that if you love to play with some gradients there, right? It does send you back. It does more. All right. This is one of the way you guys can actually write send you back. And you can actually write zoom in, send you back. Send you back and scale a little bit there. Give me more detailing there, right? Okay. And this kind of gradient also you can actually write play with different kind of volume there to give a bit more on the ground, so more kind of different kind of look and feels there. Right. So that's why design is very, very important there. I'm using a very simple kind of analogy and method that works, but they look presentable. That's the difference between what you guys been working on with mine there, okay? Detailings, yes, of course, if you want to go more and more detailing there, okay? Sketch it out first, your backgrounds, before you're going to construct them back again in Adobe Flash, Animate, or Photoshop. Okay. From here, I can use also the same shadows, but I'm going to leave outside from the box there, right? From the layout itself. So what I can do here, I have to change a bit lah. More darker, not tones there. Alright, there. Because by the end of the presentations, right, zoom in, show all there, okay? This is basically the look and feel of the layout there, right? Yeah. I think if you go back again, okay, the whole positions a bit more out from the frames, so I can actually move around back again. Okay, yeah. That's how it goes. Double click, Control Y. Sorry, there, right? Y. Y. Oh, this one there, right? Sorry. A lot of close, basically the fill colors over here. So I can adjust back again. I can go more and more detailing there, okay, on these areas there. Right? So framing, go back again, 1 second kind of animation for examples. All right, extend the frames. Right, and then this one I can extend a bit. This one I can actually copy back again. Then go back into the rest positions there for 1 second animations. Okay. Plus the shadow of these characters also can be made there, okay? Either you want to make these shadows movements as what I actually have shown, or you can actually just have a static shadows there. Put it right here. That's the size. Check back again, right? Okay, where is it? Right, it'll be right here. Right, just a bit. You want to animate the shadows, okay? But it doesn't. If you don't animate the shadows, it's look a bit kind of different, kind of weird there, right? So what I can do, this one, is I can actually paste at the same layers, or I add new one there, right? Paste first. What I can do, animate 5 frames there, right? The shadows here can be moved a little bit. This one. Right, adjust a little bit there, right? Yeah. So this one change. Then I can actually repeat. There. See? They look more right presentation, more feeling there, okay? More logic lah. 1 second kind of animations there, right? See? Right. This is only a test animation for the characters there, okay? So depth, the design itself show depth of field, the color combinations there, harmonize, contrast, all the element and principles were there, other than the animation principles there, okay, that we actually apply. Okay. All right, Whitney, there, right? Can you follow there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, work on that, right? Okay? Because from my kind of evaluation, okay, from this works, okay, I'm not going to give a very good highest mark from this kind of efforts there, right? Okay, because from what we actually have been go through, okay, for 20% of the marks there, okay. Okay, let me check back again. I can actually give you guys some of the earliest kind of what we call that way of my evaluations there, right? Okay. If we check back again, all these 20% kind of marks from these evaluations there, right? The first one around 20%, right? Normally, okay, from those kind of efforts there, okay. Oops. Right, I just can give around 10% only, okay, or maybe less than that, right? 9 to 20 there. So those are basically my kind of rough kind of way of evaluations from the way that I saw from the student works there, okay. If you're not actually following, okay, the way that actually have been given you guys, okay, the presentation first has to become the first, right? Okay? The first looks, people will look at the presentation. Like Faris kind of works, right? As I mentioned before, the presentations look nice there, okay? So those are the one of the marks that actually require from there. And then the technical kind of understanding will be more challenging, right? Okay? To make sure that he can actually increase more the marks from there, right? Okay? Because no one can get 20% straight ahead unless basically you really show the professional kind of presentation from there, right? Normally they get around the closest one that I always give around 19 or 18 there, okay? 18 to 19 there, okay? So those are the things that I always done there, okay? But if you guys got around 9 per 20, sometimes 7 there, okay? It doesn't have a very good marks from there. Okay, from this presentation, as I actually have shown you, okay? But I think from here, if you can improve a bit more better there, right? Because we want to see the student can actually apply from what they've learned. No matter how good or bad, basically, the efforts were there. We can see the efforts, right? Okay, this one, basically, when I saw that, okay, it's beyond from what I already showed there, okay? Beyond from what I showed there, right? Especially, okay, when you show, yeah, they look the animations, right? Okay? Did you use motion tween, classic motion tween there for this books? No, right?
No.
Right, right.
No, Adobe Animate is not working.
Mm. Adobe Animate is not working.
Yeah.
Why don't you install Adobe Flash or Macromedia Flash, right, guys? More, what we call that? Uninstall the new versions. Sometimes new versions, sometimes there's a few technical errors. I don't know, okay, what are the things there. Using a very low version is more better. Like if you can find low versions, more better, right? Huh? Mm. Because that's basically the purpose why we use Adobe Animate or Adobe Flash. Okay, basically this is the purpose there. Okay, Whitney, takes your time. You got 7 weeks there to improve, right? So it's more than enough time. I think around more than 2 months there, okay, to improve the presentations there. So spend at least one day to find the right kind of application back again to install, right, in order to develop our works here. Otherwise, the whole kind of presentations were not going to be the whole kind of lesson kind of learning experience. It doesn't actually get into your kind of knowledge there, right? Okay. Any question, other thing there, guys? Okay. If you check, look, go back again, right? Okay, on the presentation for all the character that we have been working on there, right? Okay. Where is it? Okay, check back again, okay? Especially from the week 6 and week 5 and week 6 kind of presentations. All right, acting there, okay? Most of you guys actually have not actually act your characters there, right? Right? And also the body movement.
It's just like last week's exercise, the testing one, the acting one. I'm not done yet.
Okay, good, right, okay? So most of you guys actually have done the same kind of lip syncs there, okay? Kind of methods only. Try to move a little bit on the characters there, okay? Move a little bit, but if you can act more on the characters, it's more better there, okay? So the best way to learn to animate your characters or working with your characters there is try to get some acting kind of movements there, right? Okay. I think right, Alfie, he really challenged himself there to animate with his characters. Good. I love to see the characters later on have been acting on do some of the kind of basics kind of movements like walk cycles there later on. Okay, run cycle,
Sir,
jump cycles there. Yes.
I tried to export the video for the voice one. I exported the video, but I can't open.
Cannot open.
Yeah, I can't open the video.
Because we didn't use encoder to export.
Okay.
So is it only can use the media encoder to export the video?
Wait up, can you actually write normally we can actually have the FLA file there, right?
I use animate.
Animate, right? Adobe Animate files. Like, do we have the Flash or Animate Movie SWF, right? Okay. If you can use them, let me try first, right? Okay. Hopefully, I can open up lah, right? Okay.
Okay.
All right. But you cannot actually use AVI, no? Is it?
I couldn't find the for AVI format.
I think for Adobe Animate, either they export or maybe they have to save as there, right? Okay. Save as or publish into the AVI format, right? Okay. Try that first, okay?
Okay.
I tried to install Adobe Animate over here, but here the link that you gave me basically have a virus, so I afraid to install them, right?
Okay.
Right. So I tried to several times. I actually try to manage to
the
install.
patch?
I think right the patch, right? Okay. So
The patch, it's not a virus. It's just that the computer thinks it's a virus.
Okay. So
yeah. So you have to like turn off your Windows Defender and then to patch the code inside the program.
Okay. Right. Maybe I try later, right? Okay, to work on that because I think there's a kind of needs also to.
Do you need instructions to refer to?
Yes, give me okay the instructions also there, right?
Okay.
All right. Right, Wenjin, okay, this one quite nice then. Okay, the animation, the characters there, right? Okay. But when you animate the characters for last week there, right? This one. You using the same kind of strokes or not?
I use different one.
Right.
Because the one I use stroke, it cannot paint. Because I cannot like just fill the color. I need to paint like hand pen.
Yeah. You can actually write. You cannot paint the color, right?
Huh?
You can actually close some of the layers there, right? Some of the line there, right?
Yeah, but very hard lah because the stroke is like different size one. When you you end the stroke, it will be sharpened.
You have to cover the right, okay, the layers there. But of course, if you want to have a unique presentation, you have to sacrifice more on your times to paint the characters lah, right? Okay.
Yeah.
But those are the things that always happen in the creative kind of productions. Then you want to have the very different results, unique kind of results. You have to sacrifice a bit on your timeline, the way that actually you paint your characters there. But if you want to try them, I love to see them, the character movement using this kind of strokes there.
Oh,
Hey, you got 7 weeks lah. What you worried about there, okay? All right. I
Yeah.
love to see the different kind of approach lah, right? Because if you can actually push a little bit more further on that kind of, because if you can maintain this kind of characters here, because remember, right, okay, what we do, everything is from 5 frames of timesheet kind of developments there, okay, or structured there, okay. So if you can actually work that 5 frames first to color them up, I don't think it's quite hard lah for you to manage, okay, the way you're going to paint later on, okay. So those are the things there, right. And the other thing is, right, okay, from that characters, okay, they look like a very Chinese kind of painting styles that if you can actually manage to design your kind of environment based on the Chinese painting kind of style, I think it's more fit for your characters here.
Yeah.
Right. So very soft, light kind of color. This one looks a bit more like a cartoon, right? It look more like a standard kind of interactive media kind of style. There, it doesn't feel a little bit more kind of this kind of character strokes there. Because when I see these characters, it looks a bit more like a Oriental kind of styles of character style or working there, right?
Yeah.
Of styles that you can actually work on that, it's more better there, right? A bit more vintage kind of looks there, right? Or you want to apply this kind of styles of painting, right? Because the backgrounds I won't be able to panning there, we won't be able to pan the background unless later on, all right, let's just say like I have this kind of characters that moving around there, right? For example, like this, if I want to pan that background there, okay, I want to show you guys one last kind of method there. Let's just say this background I want to pan there, right? Copy, all right. I'm going to put at the back there, background here. Let's just say this character is running over the background, okay? So panning background, okay? What we can do? If you want to pan the backgrounds, of course we have to copy, right? Okay? To make the backgrounds a bit more longer lah. So what I can do right here, right? The one of the way that we can do, we can actually write. Combine them, all right, the same backgrounds, group them up. Okay, how long is it that you want these characters running there? So we go back into the same old motion classic trainer, okay. So this is what, this is the, right, I'm going to copy this one first, copy all frames, Control F8, okay, running there, okay, run, number 2, right click, paste, okay, the whole sequence were here, check back again, all right, but remember, right, I'm using only 10 frames per second there. I just skip, all right, I just trick my the presentations only there, okay, the timeline only there, okay, I just keep them up. This one I can delete them to all frames, right, because I've already right, we call that confirm the motions before I'm going to extend later on, right? Before I'm going to extend on, let me extend first, right? 2 frames for every movement. Okay, F5, try 2 frames first. The motion a bit more faster, right? But it's okay. And then what we can do here, adjust back again to 25 frames per second. See the motions back again around 1 second there first. Right, quick, a bit more faster there, right? That is okay. So what I can do here, if I want to pan the background there, right? See, okay, this is the frame of our stage. So I'm using motion tween or classic motion tween to move the background here. There. For example, like this one there. Oops. Sorry, there. This one. F6 and move. Shift and move there. right? Background move there, right? Simple. This is what camera panning there. Okay, and I'm going to Control Enter. Okay, the background moves there, right? But the character doesn't move like they're running on the same positions there. Okay, this is how it looks. This is how it looks there. Before this, we move the characters there, right? Okay, from point A to point B. Now we pan the background, P-A-N, we pan the background there, right? Okay, so that's how it goes. That's how actually we can actually work with this kind of motions there. So if I want to make, okay, let's say the background's been repeated. So what I can do, try to put it over here. Hopefully they can repeat the okay without having a snappy kind of what we call that movements there. But what I can do here, I have to make sure that they're going to be put right here. No, not over here, right? Hopefully there. But the backgrounds are more longer, but if you use short frames, they can be more faster. All right. So what I can do, I can extend them because I already, what we call that, put the characters there in the right kind of timing. So I can extend around 4 seconds there. We're running 4 seconds there, right? You see the difference there. You see? They keep on running there, right? But I have to adjust a little bit on the frames there. That's all, right? Okay? So we have 4 seconds of running sequence for the characters there. See how we can actually buy sometimes there, okay? You create 4-second animations there. It takes a number kind of motions, but right now we use only how many drawings? I think not more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but 5 drawings is a new kind of motions. Another 2 drawings, basically a repeat there, okay? But I can add a bit kind of changes on the motion itself there. Right? That's why, okay, work smart there. Okay, we try to work smart there. Yeah. That's how it goes. Pan the background, okay. Same goes when you want to make it, let's just say the characters jumping over there, okay. The background also move towards the follow basically the characters, right? The same thing, right? If the character jumping there, right? So you just have to play with the motions, but extend the backgrounds there at the same time, right? Like this one, basically, okay, if you want to, yeah, let's just say that you want to zoom in and zoom out the characters directly, okay, we can actually use the background and the characters at the same time directly, other than you using cameras there. But we know we don't have any cameras over here, so we can actually do manually there if you want to, right? For example, there, right? What is this? What is this timeline there, right? So if I want to make the character move, right, using the copy frames, right? This one, the right key, character motion number 1 is right here. Okay, there we have the timing, so around 50 frames. So what I can do, remove the whole thing first, right? Well, I try to normally, right? Okay, if you take a look right now, I'm always minimize the frames, the layers of the frames there, right? But in the futures, if you work in the productions that use a lot of frames, right? Okay, different kind of methods, basically you have to be patient, right? Okay, why? Because different productions give a different kind of way basically to work with the systems, and they have a different system. So right now, basically, what I can do here, I add another frames there, right? Okay. These frames, basically, what I can do, I can actually write extend. All right. See, the camera like moving around, okay? But of course, the foreground also has to be moved. So always remember that, right? So what I can do, based on the frame rate there, okay? We can actually mix them a lot there, right? We can actually mix around the methods there. This one I can zoom in a little bit, right? Zoom in a little bit there. Let's see. So this is basically they go back into the same kind of position there, size there, right? So you can see there, right? So the cameras show also the emotion, impressions, okay, or the characters kind of feelings at that time there, okay. So that's how it goes there. It's very simple methods there, right? Some people using cameras that works, okay, but I'm using this kind of methods there to make it more easy to present there, okay. So so this is the one that, okay, basically we can actually, the best way, guys, okay, if you love animation very much there, okay, using all these kind of methods, right, okay, that I show, and do more experiment on your characters there. Remember, okay, we try to stick with the character that we've done, but improve from there from time to time, right? Okay, so those are the things there. But I actually show you guys from different kind of design or character kind of styles there, because I want you guys to have a more kind of understanding and options there, how to improvise your own curations there, okay? It doesn't mean that we work with one characters, then you live with that until the end of the rest of your life there, okay? It's not there. They can do a lot from there, okay? It's not there. Oh, I'm closing this one there just now. Hopefully I already saved there. Dino run, right? Yeah. Okay. The movement there, right? Even though using different layers, where basically you want to make the character, the backgrounds, the whole scene move, right? Depending there, okay, on your timing there. Right? Simple kind of presentations, but it gives more impact on the viewers there, kind of when they watch your presentation, your animations there. Okay? So those are the things that you have to go through, right? With your animations books. All right, I'm going to give you guys the formal brief basically for our final projects there, okay? I think I'm going to stick into 15 seconds of animations, only 15 seconds of animations there, right? Same like what we did actually last semester there, right? 15 seconds, right? Doesn't have to be 1 minute, doesn't have to be 50 seconds there, right? Okay? But you can show all the importance kind of role on the principle itself to make more interesting on your characters. So I think those are the things there, right? So the storyline came from you. You actually provide the storyline. You provide the storyboard there, okay? A very simple storyboard that works with your characters there, okay? 15 seconds. Okay. So any questions? So work with your last week acting kind of characters there first, right? Okay. Because I already planned for you guys to extend a little bit kind of exercise, like, because yeah, when I actually go through with one of your friends kind of works, okay. Hopefully, okay, for some of you guys can manage basically back again those kind of design, okay. this is only for your own sakes there, for not mine already. Because if you can be right, if you can have a proud kind of moments when you present your works, they will give you more satisfaction when you want to end up the semesters there. And always have the mindset when you want to show people what you've learned in animations, you actually feel proud a little bit there, okay, on your kind of experience there. Okay, those are the things. All right. Any questions? All right, try to work on that. See you guys on Friday. Okay, guys. Thank you very much, okay, for attending over here. All right. Take care of you guys there. And all the best.